Hi, I'm Karen Budzinski. I just wrote my second book, How to Build Children with Integrity, with an accompanying workbook for how to apply the information that you read in the book to either your own children or other children that you train, or even people in the workforce. I wanted to share with you an opportunity I had this week because of my son's organization, which is ctinternational.org, where I went to mentor some young junior high school kids in Detroit. I was able to go and mentor 5 young people in the 8th grade. I grabbed 3 boys and 2 girls and made a group. And I want to share how exciting it was to implement some of the ideas that I have in the book and to show you how this book is going to partner with you to train kids and to help them to achieve their objectives in having a victorious life. So I was able to draw these children out in a big way. I only had an hour and a half with them, but I did a little introduction to break the ice with them. And then I started to ask them, I said, what is something in your character or as part of who you are that you just don't have victory over yet? Something that you want to overcome, but you just don't know how, and you're struggling with it. I had enough of a rapport established where they were able to step out mostly. And my first young boy said that he didn't know when to shut up. So I taught him from some of the principles in the book to know when to shut up and to know when to speak up. We went over how it is easier to shut up than it is to sweep up the mess that's created afterwards. And we talked about when it's time to speak, not when your adrenaline's pumping, not at the end of the night, not when you're not going to be able to have the solutions in mind. We then went to the second young man, and he said that he was lazy. He didn't have a good work ethic, and he didn't know how to get one. So we started to talk about, in fact, I told him, I said, the Bible says you are going to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So I said to him, so what is the key word there, do you think? He caught it. He said, labor. I said, that's right. I said, some people make excuses, but you have to roll up your sleeves and say, if not now, when? If not me, who? And I told him a few of the things that I had garnered in my own life to offset that laziness that sometimes we can all be dealing with. He really grasped onto it. By this time, I had all 5 students' eyes right on me. They were tuned in. They were actually even leaning forward. I was getting really excited. Then the third young man, he was kind of mischievous, but I like mischievous kids. I think they're powerful kids waiting for direction. He looked at me and he said, I have a problem dealing with authority. And I told him, I said, look, see the way you're riveted in with me right now? I said, if you listened and purposed to listen and respect and honor your authorities, just as a matter of a decision that you make, if you learn when it's time not to talk, if you respect authorities' ideas, even if you don't respect every idea, you respect them in their position as an authority. I said, it will be powerful in your life. And we talked about the importance of respecting authority in jobs, homes, in school. He listened and grasped onto it. It was fun because he was a football player. So I told him, we're going to adapt some offensive positions where you are going to make some points and some defensive positions where you're just going to hold your ground. But he really understood it, and he was really excited that we implemented an action plan. Then I went to the young girl, excuse me, and she said, I just have a bad attitude. She had a bad attitude and she didn't know how to get victory over that attitude. I helped her to learn how to flick the switch. I said, sometimes you can't control what happens to you. You can't control what some people do. The only thing you're in control of is your attitude. We talked about the power of being able to turn and change your attitude around just like this as a matter of choice. We talked about the day being a present, a gift from God. That's why we call it the present. And how important it is. This is the only gift you're going to get that's titled the day of the date that you're living in. And we don't want to throw up over that present. We want to utilize it to be the best that it can be. The last girl I particularly liked because she said, I don't need to work on anything. She said, I'm not as bad as him over there. Well, I could tell that she was comparing herself against the other kids, sometimes not the best ones either. And so that was making her feel pretty confident. So we talked about the fact that even though she didn't think she had anything to work on, the dangers of that position, the dangers of measuring yourself against the other kids, the dangers of not investing something in the situation at hand, even if it's to list something you want to work on in your life, just because if you don't put something in, Billy Blanks reminds us in his workout videos, you will never get something out. I explained to her, I said, when I think of you, just in seeing how you're holding back, I think that you need to capitalize on the word investment. Because if you invest a piece of yourself, you will get something back. I said, but you're holding back. It would be like me sitting in my home with all the ingredients to make chocolate chip cookies in my cupboard. But if I don't get off my butt and start working and utilizing the materials available to me and putting myself out there, I'm not getting chocolate chip cookies. In the end, I'll have nothing. And I told her, you have this wonderful school with great opportunities and partners for you. And if you don't put yourself out there to avail yourself of some of those things, in the end, you will have no benefit from that. And so with these 5 incredible young people, that were really interested, wanting to know how to overcome the difficulties facing them in their character, I was able to share some of the tools that I share in how to build children with integrity. I want you to know my heart in writing this book. It is to help you in small and in big ways to think about the seeds you're sowing, sometimes intentionally, sometimes not intentionally, in your children's lives that will either equip or hurt them from living victorious lives while they're in their teens and even beyond. I want to partner with you for you to take things to the next level in training your children. Come on and join with me. Go to my website. I'm going to give you as many tools as I can. I have Building Better Relationships classes on there by video. I have blogs that will encourage and equip you. I have different things available. Consequences and keeping your sanity for raising little kids, a seminar that we did, my husband and I. We have a marriage advance coming up, a 1-day advance that you can utilize. But take advantage of the tools and put something in to this most important job that you have, which is to influence our futures by the way that you train your children with intentionality, purpose, and in character. Thank you. If I can do anything to help you in the journey, let me know. I'm here for you. Please avail yourself of any opportunities coming up. Look at my calendar. I have a book launch event this weekend. I'd love to see you there. God bless you as you build your relationship.